Good morning, Gun Nuts. This is Nathan from the Reloading Room, coming to you with our weekly Reloaders Network recap. So this week was really busy for videos, in part because of the YouTube firearm policy change, but also because just a lot of people posted some really good content. Kyle Lusk posted a interesting video about the Hornady bullet feed die. I'd be interested to see some other people's perspective on it, to see if they've had the same problem where a case that's expanded for a cast bullet won't fit up into the die, and the bullet feed die starts crimping or starts closing the mouth of the case, and you already have to kind of open it up a little bit to fit cast bullets. So that may not be a great option for those with the Hornady lock and load AP. We may have to use something else to make those work. Thors Axe, he posted a video about a 44 mag Bisley Ruger, and what they were talking about was taking a typical or a standard plowshare type Ruger and having it converted to a Bisley grip. It's kind of interesting because I always enjoyed the Bisley grip. I always thought it was kind of a, it is a target grip, so it's probably a little bit better for those of us that are more into target shooting. However, I don't own a Bisley grip. I have plowshare grips on mine, so it was interesting to find out kind of for his perspective on what that would mean. And there were some other parts in the video about customizing Ruger single action revolvers, which is kind of nice to see, because I don't see a lot of that stuff typically on YouTube. So Willie Bullet Man, he's got a Colt Trooper that he is going through and kind of cleaning up, and it's a really interesting video because I've had in the past, my father's had a couple of like Smith & Wesson old 38s and things like that, and they typically have some pock marking on them from a little bit of corrosion. I mean, nothing terrible, nothing that makes the gun unsafe. And what Willie's doing is he's using a filler and then Duracoating the revolver to kind of get a more clean finish. And so far it looks really good, and I kind of look forward to seeing the end result, to having the whole thing together and seeing how that filler works out for him. TATV did a video that I've been looking forward to about the Dillon Square Deal B and doing a caliber change on it. Well, I've been interested in that because I've wanted a Dillon for quite a while, and I wanted a Dillon before I bought, and I think we've mentioned this before in another video, I wanted a Dillon before I bought my Hornady lock and load, but I decided against it, and I went with the lock and load for various reasons. But anyway, so I thought maybe I'll get a Square Deal B. Well, I didn't know from the pictures and stuff like that the Square Deal B uses proprietary dies, and I'm not into that. There's too many variances from my rounds from one to the other to be okay with that. My gun typically has a pretty tight bore in it, so I like to shoot. When I go ahead and size my ammo, and I run it through that Lee bulge buster and things like that to try to make sure that it's going to fit right. And that would just mean that I would have to do 2 presses for loading 45 ACP, which is what I would be loading on it. So I think that what that means for me is that we're going to be going eventually to a Dillon 550. So the video itself is, like always, very high production quality, great, well done, very concise. We were talking earlier about kind of the process and how and video making and things like that. He was saying how he likes his videos to be kind of relatively short and to the point, and I tend to agree with him, even though I don't notice it in myself. I run long a lot, 15-20 minute videos. This one's probably going to be 15 minutes. I tend to ramble, I guess. So it's interesting that like the videos that I watch, I tend to like when people don't ramble, but given the opportunity, I ramble. So But anyway, great video. I highly recommend taking a look at it. If you're interested in the Square Deal B, you can do caliber changes on it. It's a little pricey. It's a little bit difficult, but don't let that be the thing that stops you if you're interested in going that route. Loads of Bacon did a video on how to back up your YouTube videos, which is very important, as I'm sure a lot of us know this week. We've had some pretty screwed up news with YouTube's change in firearm policy, and being able to back up your videos is going to be a big deal. So go ahead and take a look at that if you've got videos on there, and the link will be in the description, of course. Eagle Eye Shooting kind of continues along with his paper patch series on the 30-06. I'm really digging this series. I have never considered paper patching, but watching him do it, it just looks so, I don't know, it's just so interesting because it's something that I'm not used to doing. Now he's taken it all the way to the point where he's done some shooting videos with it, and he's doing a little bit of load development, trying different loads in it to see what he's getting. He's getting really good velocities. I don't think the accuracy is quite there yet, but that takes a little bit of time of finding the right load with the bullet and speed. So take a look at his videos. Watch what I'm telling you. There's really, it's an interesting topic, even if it's something you wouldn't think you'd be interested in, or you would think would be kind of tedious. It's really cool to watch, and it kind of gets it got me kind of interested in possibly doing it myself. Willie Siege uploaded I think it's the second video in his 44 special series. Like I said, I was interested last week in knowing what gun it was going to be, and he kind of messes with you a little bit there in the beginning of the video. It's pretty funny, and but what it turns out to be, it's a 44 special Ruger GP100. It's blued, and it is just gorgeous. Like, I love blued guns. My Kimber, in fact, is a blued, is a Royal 2 blued model. I really like blued guns, and that thing is just beautiful. I am ridiculously jealous of him. However, one of the things I did see that I hate to say I didn't like, but Ruger has been doing this lately, where they are just, they're making things just too, they're making their cylinder throats just too damn big. It's 0.4315 cylinder throats in that. It's not too big deal. You can cover that up with the right bullet, but you know, trying to find, like, Lee tends to cast a little bit big. Lyman tends to cast a little bit small. So trying to find a bullet, mold that's big enough so that you can size it at 432, so that you can get a good seal. That's going to be kind of difficult to do. But I'm sure he'll find a way, and he'll make it happen if he's going to do cast bullets. Right now he's doing plated bullets. So, beautiful gun. I look forward to seeing where that's going to go. 243 Outdoors is doing a 2K giveaway, so 2,000 subscribers. He's also working on a 1903 Rock Island Arsenal sporterized 30-06. 1903, of course, you know it's 30-06. He's doing some load development with that, which is really kind of interesting to see, you know, how 4064 and what's he using, Reloader 15, and which ones are going to perform better at different distances and different speeds. PC Bullet Empire, Tim over there is did a 357 load, and is working up a 357 load using a 170 grain semi-wad cutter bullet, traditional versus PC, so a traditional lubed and sized bullet versus a powder coated bullet, and he's also using 410 powder. So he's got like a couple different experiments that he's kind of running all at one time, and so far his results haven't exactly been great, but he's moving towards it, and it's kind of give us a good idea of the 357 at the heavier weights and powder coat versus standard lube, which is going to be important for a lot of people moving forward, because the heavier load is usually a little bit better for hunting. The Mike Treen is doing a hollow pointed some cast bullets. I've never considered hollow point and cast bullets. So you cast a bullet, basically you chalk it up into a vise and you drill your own hollow point. I never considered this before. It wasn't because I thought it was unsafe or whatever. It's just I just never even really thought of it as an option. So it was kind of interesting to see somebody do that, and you know, he says it works fine. You just have to try to make sure you're on center and things like that. I don't think it would be that big of a deal if you were running like a lathe or something. It would be really much easier to do to make sure you're on center. But just doing it in a lathe, I don't know if my eyeball machining tactics would be good enough to be able to get that center, and then knowing my luck, I'd have bullets going every damn where. Just watched real quick. I just watched it was a re-upload by Full Head Taco doing a video about the shooting a 1.5" plexiglass pane, and he said it's not scientific, of course, and things like that. So there's some things with it that aren't exactly perfect. Like you shoot one piece of glass with 5 different weapons or firearms. By the time the 5th one comes around, you're working with a weakened piece. But the final shot he does is with a 45-70, and it's a lever action type load, so it shouldn't be super hot. And I mean, it just obliterates it. So it kind of does lend some credence to the difference between. The hell is that? Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can show this to you. Anyway, got a couple of these in here. Does show the difference between how bullet weight makes a big difference in impact and force. I've never run across these cases. I'm hoping this is in view here. They actually have a ring in the inside of the case for the bullet to sit on. So now I've got to go through. I think these are Makarovs. I don't know. I think so. No, they're Lugers. Crap. So I got to go through and try to find all these and pull these things out. So keep your eye out for this. This is Max something or another. I can't read the head stamp on them. Max Tech, not Mag Tech. Max Tech. Keep your eye out for these things, because if you've got a cast bullet or something like that, you're gonna, you could end up screwing up some loads. All right, so that's it for the day, for the week. I appreciate it. These videos are going to keep coming out. Yesterday we talked about our changes. Go and watch all of your content creators that you're interested in. Go and watch their videos on this YouTube policy change. Yeah, I know a lot of times you're going to hear the same damn thing over and over and over again, but you're going to get some slightly different perspectives, and you're going to find out what your favorite channels are going to be doing. Some of them are going to just keep plugging along. Some of them are going to be going to different platforms. Some are going to be doing cross-posting. Everybody's kind of coming up right now with a different plan of how to move forward for at least now. I assume that's going to iron out over time, and we're all going to kind of coalesce in one area. Maybe even back to YouTube. Hell, who knows? But look, watch your favorite content creators. Make sure that you know where they're going, and so you can follow them moving forward. I'm going to be posting links to their videos when they're cross-posted. It'll be YouTube, BitChute, and wherever else they're cross-posted to that I can find, and get that for you on the weekly recap. But until then, until next week, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you when you see you. Later.